Okay, so I haven't done one of these in a long, long time. There might be a video on my channel where I play through my board, and my board's basically, for the most part, stayed the same. But that's it. That might have been like 5 years ago. No one's asking for this. I'm like nobody. I'm like nobody famous. Um, but I just kind of want to put this out there just for fun. Anyway, so I'm just gonna explain what you're seeing here first, and then I'll noodle through all of this in a second. So we start with the tuner, then we go to the limiting amplifier by Keeley, then we go to the Morley wah. It's one of those switchless wahs, which I really like. And then from here we go to the phaser, I believe. And you'll notice I haven't gotten to my drive section yet. So this phaser is before the drive section. So then we go to the drive section, first with this clone built from an Ion Electronics board. So all the parts, components, inside and outside, sourced, I guess on the internet. But the board is from Ion Electronics. This one is also from Ion Electronics. The board is from, I bought that from their site, and inside and outside components are, had to source it on my own. It's supposed to be a Zen drive. Not sure if I said that. Then it goes to the Fuzz Tool Junior, which is made by Guitar Systems, and it's supposed to be their take on a fuzz face. And then from there, this is a super hard-on clone. I forget who. This is also kind of built in the same way, where I get the board and I source the parts, and I built it in this configuration purposely because I knew I would put it here. If you're familiar with the Zvex version, you'll know that it only has one knob, and this one has two knobs. So this one controls the amount of crackle, which I basically crank all the way, and then this one controls the overall volume, which I think it's kind of like at maybe a third of the way. So it has quite a lot of output. So that's really just to boost any lead lines that happen to come my way. And then from here we go to the chorus. This Maxon CS9 Pro. It's a good chorus. And then from here go to the DD5. As you can see, slightly modded. This is a secondary switch that allows me to assign, any one of these modes to this switch. So right now I have it set to reverse delay. I don't use it that much. I just kind of have it here to play around with. This toggle switch here to the left is just the default digital tone. Over to the right will give you a little bit of a warmer tone, so it sounds a little bit more analog. Most of the times it's here, but sometimes I do switch it over here if I want the repeats to be a little bit more recessed. And then we go to the Plethora X1. If you know about this, then I guess I won't have to explain too much, but if you don't, basically it's most of TC Electronics modulation pedal offerings and pitch shifting type of pedals in one box. Like I can kind of call up any of those algorithms in any of these 7 slots, and you can see here in the first slot I've got A, B. So in each of these slots you can actually put in 2 effects, but then you actually have a little bit of a limitation with how this switch performs, because this is actually a mash switch. So certain pedals that can utilize this will lose that function if you put it in this AB configuration. So but I kind of don't use that at all. So the way I like to have it is the first slot, or the first half of the first slot, is a tremolo, while the second half of it is a phaser. And then for example, like I've got, what's this here? This is a vibe effect. Let me get a little closer. Vibe effect. got flanger, another AB slot with 2 different ambient delays. This is also another reverse delay, but with the dry signal killed off. Also for fun, I really don't use reverse delay all that much. And then these 2 slots at the end, in the AB configuration, they're just different reverb options if I just wanted to play around with that. But I like to keep it on the first one. This one is the most practical for my board. And then go to the DE7. In the echo mode, this is a set to, like an ambient setting, so long repeats, and but at a low level. And I think I've got it more or less around like 330 milliseconds. This one, Mercury 7, this is a reverb, an ambient reverb, and I've got the delay pretty long without maxing it out. Yeah, so I am gonna noodle through it right now.